Welcome to the highest point in England, which I'm leaving quickly. The weather's vile up here today. It's not particularly cold, but the wind is bringing rain in from the south, and I need to get down. I need to get down on the sheltered side, so I'm heading north towards Great End and Glaramara now, and I'll speak to you a little bit more when I found a little bit more shelter. Hello folks. Well, I'm going to make no bones about it. That's the hardest day I've ever spent walking in the mountains. That was really, really tough. I left the National Trust campsite at Wasdale at about 3 this morning. Made the top of Scarfell Pike, went up the Brown Tongue path, made it to the top of there. I think it was about 8 o'clock. The bad weather arrived. Well, it was pretty damp from the start, but the real proper rain that soaked me right through hit just as I was arriving at the summit. I've now come north of Scarfell Pike, over Broad Crag, past Ill Crag, and I'm now camped just below Great End. The plan had been to carry on all the way to the end of Glaramara, but by the time I got to the meeting of the ways just at the bottom of Great End, I had no up left in me. I just couldn't make my way up and onto that little stretch of pathway that leads to Glaramara. So I hung a left and came down towards Sprinkling Tarn, not all the way, just to a little flat area where I can look up at Great End here, and one or two other nice peaks are still in sight. So I've managed to get myself warmed up because everything I was wearing was absolutely sodden. These are the stretchy shorts that I wear under whatever I'm walking in. Everything else I was wearing is down in the side of the tent here, absolutely soaked. I'm going to have to try and figure out some way of drying some of it. I've got my little microfiber towel inside my boots here, trying to get some of the moisture out of them. But for now, I'm going to have a hot chocolate. I'm going to have a look around at this scenery, have something to eat, and I'll speak to you in a little while. Cheers, folks. feels like it's been quite a long day, so I'm gonna get some sleep. Treated myself on this trip to a couple of real termite meals. Just had the chicken curry. Forgot how good it is. It really is fantastic. That's it. I'm going to get some shut-eye, and in the morning we'll reevaluate the plan, because I did have an idea of where I wanted to head to. Where I've ended up just now makes it a little bit more difficult to get to where I wanted to go, but it still might be possible, so we'll take a look at it and make a decision in the morning. But I'll see you folks in the morning, and yeah, night night. Morning. Cheers, everyone. What are you going to do? Real termite chocolate muesli. Let's see. Wow. Certainly is chocolatey. Okay, that's good. That's another win for real termite. Not bad at all. Not bad. So, as the wind and rain have returned and I've got a bit of time, let's talk for a second about this tent, because there's still a lot of people around that sort of think it's overkill, think it's unnecessary. And I had a conversation with a gentleman online a couple of days ago who said that the only reason people buy these is out of fear of the conditions. And I sort of pointed out to him that I'd had a tent catastrophically fail on me due to high wind, and that the reason I bought this tent was not fear, it was more stress, or relief of stress, because I want to be able to sleep, you know, soundly, not worrying about being woken up by the tent collapsing on top of me in the night. And this tent allows me to do that. Last night the wind was up to according to the Mountain Weather UK forecast, the gusts last night were up to 45 miles an hour, and I slept absolutely soundly. It woke me up once or twice, but it was just the noise. I slept perfectly well, no worries at all about whether this tent was going to last the night. Had I been in the Lanshan 2 like I was on my first Lake District trip, I'd have been up and down all night, worrying about it, checking it, tending it, and eventually, with the wind being as strong as it was last night, probably re-pitching it due to it collapsing. But this tent, not a sniff of it. Not a sniff of it at all. I slept through. The only reason I woke up was because I didn't put my earplugs in, I think. And I'll put that right tonight. So, folks, the Soulo Black Label absolutely has its place in a British camper's arsenal. A lot of people will tell you it's overkill, but for me, what it is peace of mind. And that's all there is to it. And that's entirely my side of the argument. And I love it to bits. And I don't think I'll ever sell it. Which is good, really, because it looks like I'm going to be spending quite a bit of time in it. Because I tell you one thing, I'm not going anywhere till this rain stops. So, sprinkling tarn, ladies and gents. Let's go and have a look. Well, I was going to say that for such a large and well-known tarn, there's remarkably little evidence of people staying over here, but oh dear. There's a spam can in there, bottle top. Someone's had a ground fire here as well. Covering it up with rocks doesn't make it okay, guys. I'll tidy that up on my way by in the morning. I've got to come back past there. Leave no trace, folks. We don't own this landscape. It's for everyone. You come out here because you love the way it looks and the way it is and the way it feels. And it looks and is and feels that way because it's natural and beautiful. And if we fill it up with our crap, well, it ain't gonna be anymore, is it? Leave no trace, people. It's the only way to fly. Oh wow. Well, that's made the bad weather worth it. Great gable. Great end. Crag, Scarfell Pike's way beyond there somewhere. Wow. And I've found my camping spot for tonight. Yes. Oh, that is stunning. Wow.
started to change.
Hello folks, I've just stepped inside the tent for a little while to warm up a bit. It's a nice dry afternoon now, but the wind has got teeth, so I'm just coming out of the wind for a little while. Found myself a lovely spot above Sprinkling Tarn. Got a view down the valley to Borrowdale, which is beautiful. Yeah, compared to yesterday's very wet, you know, and all I could think of yesterday was getting out of the rain and getting dry and warm, which is why possibly yesterday I didn't seem in the best of spirits. But yeah, it's definitely picked up now, and I'm pleased to be here. Really glad I made the effort to stay rather than just calling it a day when the weather turned nasty at the top of the pike, because I could have just gone down the way I came up and gone home, but no, I'm glad I made the effort. And I often think sometimes if you put the effort in, you do get rewarded. It's not always the case, but it does seem to have been the case this time round. 24 hours of real unpleasant weather, and even this morning when I woke up I did wonder whether I shouldn't just call it a day and head straight down to the car, but no, I followed through, and I'm glad I did. Possibly we're going to get a sunset tonight. I've got a good view out in that direction where the sun is going to go down. I've never seen such a fantastic view of Great Gable and Great End before, and I really love it here. Possibly one of my favourite wild camping spots that I've ever been to. There's one or two other people around the tarn, but they, you know, everyone's keeping a sort of respectful distance from each other, which is nice, really. Hopefully it'll remain that way, but we'll see. And I'll see you all when it's time to make a bit of an evening meal, I think. So cheers, and I'll speak to you in a bit. Well, I think that's probably going to be the last I see of the sun today, probably for the rest of the trip as well. The forecast for the rest of this evening and tomorrow is poor visibility, low cloud, which is starting to creep in from the direction of Great Gable now. I'll keep an eye out, and as the sun starts to dip towards Great Gable there, if it looks as if it's worth it, I'll pop a time lapse on. But other than that, I think it's probably time for me to sign off for the evening. It's been a good trip. I feel like my perseverance and determination to follow through with my plan has sort of been rewarded this afternoon and this evening. That's good. The Soulo, the Hilleberg Soulo has really stood its ground. The wind is building again now, and I think the peak of the wind is going to be about 40 miles per hour this evening and into tomorrow morning. So there's one or two other folk around the tarn here, and I hope they're okay. There's a couple down in a cloud peak 2 just below me here, but I think they're probably in a more sheltered position, so should be fine. There is a chap in a very exposed position on the side of the tarn, but he looks to be in quite a low to the ground one man, quite sleek looking tent, so I'm sure he'll be fine too. And that's it. I'm going to say good night, folks. See you in the morning. Well, good morning, everyone. It's a wet one, it's a windy one. As you can see. So I'm just trying to figure out the best way to to play this so that I don't have to get out in that rain until the very last moment, because I think it's going to be pretty chilly, and the walk back down to the van is going to be a wet one. This is how it's been all night. But it's all good. I'm gonna get some breakfast, coffee, gonna get packed away, and then I'll have a chat with you on the way down the hill. So I've got a new breakfast to try today. I said the other night, I said I'd treated myself with a real Termat chicken curry. Well, breakfast today is another real Termat. This is the porridge with apple and cinnamon. Now, if you remember, I tried the fire pit porridge with apple and cinnamon, and I found it really bland. Really needed some, you know, sugar. Needed some more flavour. The smell of this real Termat so far has been incredible. If it's as good as it smells, well, it's going to be fantastic. Give me a few minutes so that it soaks properly, and then I'll give it a go and let you know what I think. Okay, so this is real Termat porridge with apple and cinnamon. Looks good. Okay, it's good. I'd take that over fire pit any day. Any day. Full opinion. Me personally, I like my porridge a little bit sweeter than that, but it's really good. Really good. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if you can even hear me. This actually makes it really difficult to stand up. I'm going to try and put the tent away somewhere for you to stand out of the wind. Right, here we go. that's it. Down we go. Not the neatest pack-up job I've ever done, but doesn't matter. I'm safe. Got all my gear. Didn't lose anything. Just. Most importantly, we left no trace. Right, I'm in a slightly more sheltered area now. Now, if you've seen my previous films, you'll know that it was conditions like this that sent me scuttling home from the Lake District after it wrecked my Lanshan 2. Not a sniff of it this time. Wow, what a trip. That's the total opposite end of the scale from my last trip here, which was all sunrises and sunsets and beautiful night skies. This is the other side of the Lake District. Well, the only thing I've got left to experience up here now is snow. Who knows? Maybe this year. Let's get down this mountain.
So I steadily descended the valley, and sure enough Wasdale Head gradually hoved into view in front of me. As I descended, the intermittent shafts of sunlight from the clouds set rainbows across the valley in front of me, welcoming me home like a colourful finishing ribbon at the end of an epic marathon. I knew I'd done all I could on this trip to leave no trace on this fabulous landscape that we all value so highly. It costs nothing to leave no trace, but what we take away from trips like this, well, that's priceless.